A lot of similarities as far as support, the people behind it. You know, I like to work for great people. You know, I've worked for my last 3 ADs, my last 4, Jerry Oswald at Stag, Nicole Ryan, Brad Hurlbut at FDU, and now Matt and Seamus. I mean, Dr. Carey's been incredible. You know, I met him 3 years ago. We got off to a great start, great relationship. I felt comfortable. They made me feel wanted. You know, you want to go somewhere you're wanted. So I think at FDU, I was the guy. I feel like I'm the guy. They wanted me here. And so yeah, I'm like, listen, this is a great job. This is right. This is going to be one of the best. It's one of the best jobs on the East Coast. And like I said, it's one of the best jobs. Let's try to make it even better.
Talk about who you're bringing in assistant-wise.
I don't want to get into details right now. I'm bringing quite a few guys.
Obviously not Jack.
Yeah, no, Jack's not coming. Jack's got to stay in FDU and coach the team there. But no, I've got most of the rest of the guys are coming. I have a great staff lined up. I'm getting a lot of obviously people who are interested, but no, we're putting together a number of staff. That's such a huge part of what you do is put together a staff that can really on the same page, do the right thing. Great people, great characters. So no, we're gonna have a great staff.
You cannot appeal for another year for Grant and Dimitri.
I'm going to call the NCAA this afternoon to see if there's any possibility to get those 2 guards back. But I think I'm pretty sure they have to move on. I've heard the term overnight sensation, and I kind of like, well, listen, I was a coach in Division III, Division II for so long in places that were, you know, recruiting at that level, recruiting for small colleges is way harder than it is at this level because you have to drop financial aid, you have to convince kids to go non-scholarship, things like that. So it's not an overnight sensation because I've been working my tail off the last 20-some years. So, but now to be here this situation, like, you know, I'm thrilled. So like, we went to the NCAA tournament at FDU with the idea we could go out there and compete and had a chance to win. I mean, it was obviously probably something most people thought. I was unbelievable upset, but you know, I've always had programs that I thought, big goals, big aspirations. Let's do great things. I want the players to believe that. I want everybody else to feel that too. I feel that. I'm not selling a dream here. It's like, let's go do something that can be done. You know, we want to be playing next year this time. That's the goal. Yeah, I mean, I don't think we're going to change a whole lot from a schematic thing. You know, our offense will be a little bit different. We're going to press. We're going to run. We're going to score points. This place will be rocking. You know, people want to see an exciting team. You saw us play the NCAA tournament. You saw us play. We're going to play fast. You know, I mean, I talked to probably 25 recruits last night. Every guy, that's the advantage of what just happened. Everybody saw us play. Every kid saw us play, and every kid loves how we play. And why wouldn't you? You know, I'm not gonna hold their hand. I'm not gonna slow things down. There's freedom. There's a lot of freedom for our players. We let them play. So, and that's not a guy just saying that. That's how we do things. When we go back and watch those games, our guys play with tremendous freedom. So, it's helped us from a recruiting standpoint. There's not one guy last night who would not take my call. You know, and that's a change because for years guys wouldn't take it, but there's not one guy, you know, call me back, hey, come love to see you play the NCAA tournament, love your guys, I love how your guards play. So that's a good sales pitch for what we're going to do. I think it's a huge head start for us going forward. Awesome. It was an awesome conversation. We met with them for 40 minutes yesterday, had a great conversation. They are unbelievable. You can just tell, just great kids. That's what I'd heard before, but just fun talking to them. I met a few of them individually too. We're going to meet more today individually, but like I was blown away by their character, by their questions, by the things they had to say. They all saw us play too, so same thing. I said, listen, you stay, there's the portal and there's guys leaving. So I said, you can stay here and do all the things you want to do, you can do right here. Yeah, I gotta choose that. There's other things that, you know, other people that are here and stuff like that, but like there's nothing you can't do at Iona that you can't do somewhere. You know, you can do it all right here. You can win, you can get exposure, you can get to the Sweet 16, all that stuff you can do here. I really believe that. Great league. And I coached there. I was at Siena for 2 years, so I know the league very well. Yeah, great coaches, great league, very competitive. You know, just like any other league right now, a lot of change. Over teams are, you know, some guys are coming, going, things like that. So we just got to get ourselves to be as good as we can be. You know, and it's a great league. It's top to bottom. I mean, you saw Marist make a run of the finals this year. They finished last, got to the finals. So it's very competitive. Everyone wants to win. Everybody's very well coached. So yeah, it's excited about playing the league. We want to play a great schedule. You know, nothing's going to change from that standpoint. We're going to play a great schedule, play the best teams we can, get ourselves in position to have the best season we possibly can. Not back down for anybody. I thought you might ask if we could play St. John's.
Well, will you play St. John's?
I didn't ask Rick that last night. I didn't sound very good. But I wouldn't mind playing St. John's. No, I'll call him this afternoon. But no, we're going to play a great schedule. That's all part of the plan. Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like, it's not just about me. I mean, all the players at FDU, all the administration, all the FDU, arenas and chant their name. Like, that was just such a special thing for so many people. It goes beyond, like, it's not Tobin Anderson's, but it's a players program. Like that. FDU is a players program. Here's a players program. So just to have that opportunity for so many people to get some exposure to the whole world was great. Have I had a chance to reflect? I have a chance to reflect for about 3 minutes, and then somebody called me, right? So no, I have not had a chance to reflect. My wife's like, turn off your phone. And I do, and then I turn back on and get a call. So it's been hard. It's been hard. You probably get a feel for how I am. I'm a pretty hard charger. I'm a pretty high energy guy, so I don't necessarily need breaks all the time. But at some point, I'll probably, at some point, we'll sit back and say, wow, this is incredible. This is what we did.
How much sleep have you gotten? I mean, today's 30 minutes, right? On Sunday?
Monday? Yeah, I've only 30 minutes of sleep. Yeah.
How much since then? 30 minutes?
No, I've gotten more than that. I've slept here and there. I was up, but it's hard. You're on the phone all the time. You talk all the time. You get for the staff to do the whole thing. And, like, I thought this would happen. I thought I had a chance to move on from FDU. I thought it would take 4 or 5 years. It happened this quick. I think that was not part of the plan. So it's almost like, I was trying to find my notes from last year's press conference. I don't remember who all to thank, but yeah, sleep is not something we get. But usually, sleep in May. I'm hoping we get to May and do it. We're going to be in unbelievable shape. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of words, for sure. It's a different situation, right? So at FDU, coming off a 4-22 season, had to change the whole code, had to change the culture, had to change the attitude, had to change the players. Some guys didn't fit with me. Everything had to change, right? That was a whole different animal too. Hey, I'm going to team just won the MAC championship. It's in the NCAA tournament. Has good players. And it looks like the kids are good. They're going class. All that kind of stuff. So totally different situation there, But that does not mean we can't take things for granted. They'll be the same expectations, same accountability. I told you guys, I seem like a good guy, but like it's gonna be demanding, you're gonna be held accountable, and we're gonna be in unbelievable shape. There's no doubt about that at all. Yeah, what? Not to say scheming is probably the wrong word at all, but like this is for me, this is a dream job. Like, I want to be in a place that can win, right? My dad always said, "What's a good job? A job you can win," right? So the winning here is incredible, right? The people are great. The tradition's great. The support, watching the games on TV, the place is sold. We got to keep that going. Right? This place got to be packed all the time, making the best home court advantage on the East Coast. So all that part's good too. Also, I've had 3 jobs in 3 years, haven't had to move. That's like one of the most incredible things. So we're not moving now. It's about a 30-minute drive. So that works out pretty well. It's all the things in place here to do special things. And yeah, FDU is a little bit more like, all right, I kind of had to go. I'm in Division II. If I don't go to FDU, I may be, in Division II, which is not a bad thing the rest of my life. So I kind of had to go, had to take over a tough situation. And I thought the staff and the players and everybody did an unbelievable job. Now let's try to come here to a place that has more resources, more attention, more exposure, and to just, take this thing to another level too. That's the goal. Yeah, I mean, just when you get to that point, you get to that level, and the gap's not that big. Florida Atlantic won 30-some games. They're playing the Sweet 16 tomorrow night in Madison Square Garden. You saw the game. We're right there, right? The gap's not that big. There's little things, intangibles, things like that get you over the hump, right? You got to play your best basketball in March. You got to be mentally fresh in March. You look at my track record. We've always been good in the postseason. My teams have always been great in March. Always played well down the stretch. So that helps. Like we plan for that, More days off, more making sure, hey, when we get to March, we're ready to go. You can't be, so many teams are exhausted by the time they get to that time. You can't be in that situation. So I've been in that a lot. We've been to 8 straight NCAA tournaments, so I kind of had that experience. The staff has that experience. So we kind of have that game plan with that in mind. When you're there, at the big dance, and you see what goes on out there. We all said this. We're sitting in the coach's room before the Marquette's playing Michigan State. We're sitting there like, you want to get back there, and you want to win, because when you win, it gets even more special. So I think what I'm saying is not us beating Purdue, pretty hard thing to do, right? So getting Iona to the Sweet 16, pretty hard thing to do, but it can be done. How much and I still think recruiting's recruiting, right? So the same things that helped me when I was 27 years old at Clark's, the same kind of, I recruit hard. Like I'm on the phone last night. I don't mind. I'll sit in my patio outside. I'll make 3 hours of phone calls. Like I still enjoy that at my age. I like to meet parents. I like to meet families. I like to meet kids. So now things have changed, but it's still the same. You got to build relationships with the kid, with the family. Got to make them feel wanted. You got to get them to understand how you're going to do things. Do you want to be part of something like this, how we play our style, play all that kind of stuff. So I think recruiting, it definitely helps to know there's a lot of different ways you can go about it now, and I've kind of got that experience doing that, which is great. It's beyond a whirlwind, right? It's incomprehensible at times, but very exciting. Thrilled to be here. Like I said, this to me is a dream job. And with the success they've had, the tradition here, and the chance to do more makes it extra special. So yeah, sitting here, 2 weeks ago, there's things in the works. Something's going to happen. I think that the people here at Iona liked me before I even got to FDU, so that's probably just a little bit icing on the cake. Right now, I'm excited to be here. Excited to get started, get back to work. I thought I'd have a little more time to relax after that big run, but we're right back at it now. Well, first of all, you got to, I met the players yesterday. We're going to talk individually today, so get a chance to know them, get a feel for them. Hopefully they'll stay. One will stay. Hopefully they'll all stay, and then figure out what we need to supplement that roster. And get the roster together. Obviously, my staff is pretty much all set. The staff's important, the staff is huge. And then just start getting to work, obviously, get ourselves in the gym a little bit, get a feel for how I do things, our culture, our system. Systems won't be a whole lot different. I learned a lot from Coach Patino growing up, how he plays. We're going to still press. We're going to play man-to-man defense. Offense will be different. We'll play a little bit faster. We're going to score more points. But schematically, it's not a whole lot of difference there. But this is my fifth college job. So it's like I kind of have a feel for what needs to be done, and it's just a day-by-day thing, and you're ready for anything anytime. Offensive freedom. I said to the guys yesterday in the meeting, I said, we're going to have offensive freedom. Now if they play defense, they play hard, and their eyes lit up. If you watch us play, I said, that's just not me talking, because all coaches say things, right? If you saw us play the NCAA tournament, all guys have freedom. So we're going to play faster, offensively. We're going to still guard, we're going to still press, but our offensive basketball, I think, will be an exciting way of playing.
Congrats.
Yeah, it's just an amazing experience, obviously, a whirlwind of going on. I got home on Monday and literally sat on my couch before I had a chance to even lean back. It was, this started happening. So a lot of things going on, juggling a lot of balls, but that's part of life. That's kind of how March is a lot of times, So we're just taking 1 minute at a time, 1 hour at a time. At some point, this will all calm down. We'll get back to what's all the day-to-day operations. But it's fun, it's exciting, and I'm excited to be here. Well, I want to be at a place that can win. Right, winning is important, right? So this, I think, to me, is one of the best jobs in the MAC, if not the best job in the MAC, right? I think it's one of the best jobs on the East Coast, if not the best job on the East Coast, from where we're at. So I want to be a place that can win. They've won here before. They want to win more. So that's important. And then the people, to me, this is the feel of Iona, and there's so many people who love Iona basketball. The support from the president, support from the AD, the whole community is just off the charts. And so that makes you feel good about where you're at. Well, I think all that experience from being a small college, being a head coach. I've been a head coach for 22 years, so I've seen a lot, done a lot, been at places that were hard place to win, different situations. So all that stuff helps out. All that makes an impression. And I'm going to bring some energy. I'm going to bring some fire. I'm going to bring a work attitude, but a team attitude, a family attitude. We talk about family all the time. We'll have a family attitude here, and that's important because the margin of winning, in championships and going to the NCAA tournament, winning games there is so thin. You got to be connected. You got to feel like everybody's together, and we're going to have that here. Well, no, I mean that's the ultimate goal, right? But you don't get there. The process is so important, right? You don't focus on the end game, you focus on the process. So to do all that, it's got to be a day-to-day hard work, being good people, doing the right things, being unselfish. All those things lead to championships, and so we're going to set a goal. That's the goal, but that's about the day-to-day, the work we have to put into it. Yeah, I think I learned a lot from Coach Patino when I was younger, watching his teams play at Kentucky. We're going to press very similar, press the same way for the most part, defend a lot of times the same way. Offensively, we'll play maybe a little bit faster. That's the idea, is to play a little more up tempo. You saw us play the tournament. That's how we like to play. I want guys who can play fast, offensive freedom. But you got to win in March. You got to be able to defend. We defended. Our FTU teams defended this year. So we're going to defend. We're going to play fast. I think teams aren't used to how we play. So the style will cause problems. And I think especially in March when teams want to play a half-court game, it can definitely be effective.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Coach.
Thanks
And congratulations.
I'm excited. It's just amazing last few weeks, obviously. But this to me is an unbelievable job, a great place, and so to be here is very special to me, to our family, and I'm excited. I'm excited to get to work. Excited to start building what we have to build here and get it going. Yeah, it's hard because you look. There's a tremendous tradition here, and it's hard to win championships. So the success here has been great. But anytime you go someplace, you want to do something that's not been done before. Now, there's no promises. But that's the expectation is let's go to the NCAA tournament. Let's try to go win some games. Let's try to get to a Sweet 16. Players like that, coaches like that. That's the ultimate goal. You can't skip steps. It's a process. You got to trust the process and go to work every single day. But the idea is to do something that hasn't been done before. I want to be playing at this time either next year or a couple of years. This time I want to be playing the Sweet 16. Well, I mean, like Florida Atlantic, right? Florida Atlantic's playing. There's a lot of teams. Princeton's playing, right? So you got to play your best basketball the right time of year. First of all, you have to get there. So that's hard, and it's hard to get there. What Iona's done over the course of all these years to get the NCAA tournament is pretty unbelievable. So first you have to get there, but once you get there, then you got to play well. But teams like Iona have done it. So why can't it be us? And that's the idea. And you want to sell that dream to your players. Not a dream, you want to sell that belief to your players. If someone said to us at FDU, well, you're not going to be able to have any chance to beat Purdue or have a chance to win a play-in game and go out there, they thought I was crazy. So, it's a great, it's there for us. Absolutely, Bruce. Come on, man. We're gonna play fast. This place can be rocking. They've done a great job here creating a great environment. So we're gonna keep that going. People who come watch Iona basketball are gonna love how we play, and that's how I've always played. That's a good question. We're trying to figure it out. I hope they all stay. I hope all the players. I told them yesterday. I said you're all welcome back. I hope you all stay. They have some options, and that's the way college basketball is right now. So that's the next few days, the next few weeks, trying to figure that out. But we will put a team on the floor next year, then we'll compete. I guarantee you that. If whatever happens, whatever the situation is, we will have guys that compete and play great basketball. It's hard. It's hard to explain, but we put our dues in. Like I told my wife, I don't feel bad about anything because we've also driven the vans and been in gyms with nobody there and all that kind of stuff. And I think that's all helped me. I'm a blue-collar guy. I'm a Midwestern guy. I'm from a small town in Iowa. I'm not going to be, we're not going to all of a sudden become, a guy who's not skipping steps or not working hard or not doing all the things you have to do to be successful. We're right back to the grind. And I was on the phone last night for 3 hours with recruits. I'm sitting there, we're back to work.
So you're 51 and an overnight sensation, right?
They say that. I mean, it's been a journey. I mean, it's been a lot of work there, and I champion for the small. There's a lot of coaches out there who can do a great job at this level if given the opportunity. I'm lucky to have this opportunity. I'm not, if you get a shot, was that Hamilton? Don't throw away your shot. This is a shot. It's an opportunity for me. So we're not gonna skip any steps. We're gonna work hard and try to make it happen. Just the opportunity to take over a program that's had so much excellence and sustained excellence. It's one thing to have to be able to win and then fall back to the pack a little bit. So Iona's been great for a long time. So great tradition, great success, and an opportunity to continue that success. Like I said, try to elevate it. That's the goal of any coach, is try to do things that have not been done before. So we're going to try to take Iona to new places, and it's going to be hard, a lot of work, but that's the goal. Well, at Iona, they've always had to fill somebody's shoes, right? He had to fill Tim Kalusva did a heck of a job before Rick Pitino. So there've been a lot of coaches here who've done a great job. So obviously Coach Pitino's a Hall of Famer, tremendous respect. A lot of stuff I do with our pressure defense comes from him. So I got to be myself. I got to be Tobin Anderson. That's who I have to be. I'm not going to try to be someone I'm not. A lot of respect for what he did here, but there's been a lot of great coaches come through here. And so it's not about, the coaching is important, obviously, but it's also about Iona basketball. There's a reason why they've been successful. Well, first of all, with all the players that return, you got to figure out the roster, right? And there's going to be turnover. There's going to be, I wish they all come back, but there's options out there for those guys, for some of them. So we got to kind of figure out where we're at with the roster. It's going to take a few days, maybe take a week or so. I mean, we're already working on it. We're already on the whiteboard scheming things out. We're already making phone calls. So, this is not our first rodeo, me and my staff. We've been through this before. It was a lot harder last year, coming off a 4-22. So I shouldn't say a lot harder, but it was hard last year for a 4-22 team. A lot of guys leaving, all that kind of stuff. So we're gonna figure it out. Whatever happens, we'll deal with it and be ready to put a great team on the floor next year.
What is the message you want to send to the students for the upcoming basketball season next year?
Well, let's get fired up. I saw the games on TV. I saw the crowds. I think it's awesome. We're packing the place. You're gonna love how we play. We're gonna play just as fast, if not faster. Score points. Play a fun style. Get everybody excited. I'll be on campus. Whatever I got to do, we'll do. Let's get all the students here and make this place the hardest place to play in the East Coast.
All right, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.